What's up, guys? Welcome back to SinCal. We have here a scraper. It's for a chicken farm. We have a stress crack that we're going to be repairing in this video. So the scraper here is called a Mec8. They did not remove the hydraulic hoses and they did not move the little hydraulic rams. So with my die grinder, I tried to see how far these cracks would have gone down. Unfortunately, this die grinder bit was losing its teeth, and I was just trying to work with what I had. The same thing happened on the other side, except for the die grinder kept locking up on me and losing its grip and going all fucking haywire, and so I kept getting frustrated, and then eventually I grabbed my grinder. Here in the future, I'm going to be carrying my plasma cutter on me with a huge compressor that I got from a junkyard. It currently still works, and I'm restoring it right now. The only reason why I didn't torch these pieces out and all these stress cracks is because there was already a lot of tension on this huge piece, and I didn't want to create more of a stress and have it be at an awkward angle. That way it wouldn't be staying in the actual spot that it would be. So I wanted to keep this stress crack and this have less movement and not try to bend it back with the torch with everything else being on it. It was just better doing this here and the grinder at the same time. So this space right here in the front of this scraper, in the middle of it, was actually about a foot, and I was managing to get my arms in there just to get my grinder in there and go to town. And no, I couldn't put a safety base on. I couldn't put my hood on because I didn't have enough room in between everything. So I just fucking balled it out. I also didn't want to take a torch to all this because I didn't want to mess up more metal, and I didn't want to mess up their hydraulics because they also didn't remove the hydraulic rams and then the actual hydraulic hoses and the ends to them. I don't want to do that because they're still operational, still working, and they still have fluid. And then the last thing I want to do is fuck up something that's not supposed to be fucked up, and I have to replace it myself. Pretty soon I'm gonna have to get a brand new grinder because this one here I've had for almost 5-6 years, and she's just about had a good life, you know. And it's not the brushes, she's just losing life because she's been used so damn much. This here's my main one, and she just had a good life, y'all. As for these cracks, they had gone all the way through, which means no matter what, they would have had to take these hydraulic rams out, all these hoses and shit, and I would have had to torch the metal out just to get these stress cracks out. So I went in about halfway, and this metal was still not even seeing the bottom of the tunnel. With the stress crack, I actually dug into it with the die grinder, and then I went in with my grinder, finished it out, and it ended about 3/4 of the way up on both sides towards the front of the scraper, and it was really bad at the ending here. Kind of wish that I got more footage than this, but unfortunately I was being watched like 30 feet from me, and the manager of the yard was right there, so I can only do so much. Sorry, guys. I did the same on the other side. I found the beginning of the stress crack, and this here is where the opposite side of the wheel that I was working on kept jumping back on me, and then I tried to get more control over the grinder than anything, but it just wasn't having it with me. When this grinder dropped, it was just a fucking moment. So I'm going in with some 7018E. It's a 3/32 rod. I wish I could have fluxed this, but I just couldn't. I didn't have anything on me. I went really slow with this rod, and I was watching the puddle, and I was watching my distance away from the puddle and my arc and all that stuff. My ankle was fucking killing me at this goddamn time. I was getting pissed off because all this shit was in my way. I ended up jamming another rod in there, just fucking going at it. Got to the point where eventually I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna straight rod this piece of shit in the stinger. By this time I was a lot more comfortable and I could see a hell of a lot more, so I guess whatever this is that I did fucking worked. Now you can see where the struts cracks are. One's in the middle of this huge beam, and then the other ones are on the sides, on the corners. If I were to have to torch all of this weld out, that whole beam in the middle would just completely fall. And if it didn't fall, then it would completely bend down because of all the heat from the torch. I'm kind of glad that I didn't go in with it with the torch either because of all the hydraulic hoses.
Ouch.
Did the same on the other side as I did the right hand side, or the one closest to the camera. There she goes. Behind there. There she goes. That's the equipment I worked on.